स्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् अरुणां करुणातरङ्गिताक्षीं धृतपाशां कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अणिमाधिविरावृतां मयूखैः Ahametye Vibhavaye Bhavanim. With the abundant blessings of our Seva, we are continuing with the weekly lecture series on LALITHA SAHASRANAMA. We are on Shloka 75 today. Yeah.
Okay. Vishwadhika Veda Vedya Vindhyachala Nivasini Vidhatri Veda Janani Vishnu Maya Vilasini Kshetra Swarupa Kshetresi Kshetra Kshetragna Palini Kshaya Vruddhi Vinirmukta Kshetra Pala Samarchita.
Vishwadhika. Now, we have been looking at various characteristics of Devi which express her compassion towards devotees. And those characteristics help us to develop our own bhakti. That is how we have been understanding the various characteristics. Now, Vishwadhika means someone who is completely beyond the universe. Vishwadhika. Someone who is beyond the universe. Someone who is completely higher than the universe. Now, all the creation, of course, there are so many theories, so many tattvas, 24 tattvas, 36 tattvas. Shastra talks about 36 tattvas, starting from Prithvi up to Seva, all that. Now, all that has been created by Devi for the purpose of redemption of devas. This is what we have been seeing. So she is the basic, the fundamental force behind this creation. So she is Vishwadhika. Veda Vedya. Now when she created the universe, she created by starting with Nada. We saw that. Starting with Omkara. And Vedas say that Vedas are the life breath of Paramatma. Yasya Nishwasitam Vedaha. And Bhagavan also says in Gita, Vedeshya Sarvair Ahameva Vedyaha. So I am the entity to be known through all the Vedas. Ahameva, only I. That is the sole purpose of Vedas is to enlighten us on Paramatma. That is what Bhagavan says, and that is what Veda Vedya also means. One who can be known Vedya through the medium of Vedas. And there is another interpretation that in Chintamani Griha, which is the abode of Devi, there are 4 entrances to that block, and those 4 entrances are actually the 4 Vedas. That means through Vedas only you can approach Devi, which is physically shown there, which is physically shown in the Chintamani Griha. That means you cannot have darshan of Devi unless you go through the medium of Vedas. Vindhyachala Nivasini. This is one of the names of Devi denoting the abode on earth. On earth we have many abodes. We talk about 51 Shaktipithas. Devi Bhagavatam talks about 108 Shaktipithas and so on. In fact, there are many Devi shrines, Devi temples, not listed in even those 108. So there are many, many temples. Now, Vindhyachala is one of those famous temples where Devi's presence has been felt and worshipped by many devotees. Now, Devi herself says in Devi Mahatmyam, वैवस्वतेऽन्तरे प्राप्ते अष्टाविंशतितमे युगे शुम्भो निशुम्भश्चैवान्यौ उत्पत्स्येते महासुरौ नन्दगोपगृहे जाता यशोदा गर्भसम्भवा ततस्तौ नाशयिष्यामि विन्ध्याचलनिवासिनी. So as Vindhyachala I will appear and I will appear in the house of Nandagopa and I will be born of Yashoda and I will kill Shumbha and Nishumba, not the Shumbha and Nishumba whose account we find in Devi Mahatmyam. These are two different Shumbha and Nishumbas who are going to come in Vaivasvate Antare Prapte during the Vaivasvata Manvantara. So, Ashtavinshatitame Yuge, in fact, this is the Ashtavinshatitame Kali Yuge is where we are, 28th Kali Yuga. This is the Yuga where Devi is promising that she would appear as Vindhyachala Nivasini. Now, this Vindhyachala Nivasini has got another special connotation in Devi Bhagavatam. Two places Vindhyachala Nivasini comes for clear-cut reference. One is when the whole creation started, Swayambhava Manu was the first to be created on earth by Brahma. Brahma's Putra, Swayambhava Manu. Now, Swayambhava Manu is the creator of all humans. Now, he could not do any creation in the absence of earth. So he went and complained to Brahma, how can I do anything when there is no earth? It's all full of water at the end of Mahapralaya. So Brahma said, you go and perform tapas towards Devi. And then he performed tapas towards Devi for 100 years. He created a Devi image, Murti, out of earth, out of soil, and then he worshipped. And at the end of 100 years, Devi gave darshan, and then he said, I am asking Vishnu to recover the earth from Hiranyaksha, and then you can do your creation. This is what Devi said. And then Devi, where did she go? She said, I am going to Vindhyachala. That is where Vindhyachala comes for mention. Devi said, I am going to Vindhyachala. That means what? That means I will be available for helping you. I am going to be on earth to help you in your creation. That is one reference. Second reference is in Devi Bhagavata Mahatmyam, which is coming in Skanda Purana. There, Krishna's birth has been described. So there, the story goes like this. Vasudeva, when he was in prison, he lost 6 children to Kamsa's sword. And he was extremely worried, anxious. Then he remembered his Purohita, Kulaguru, Garga Maharishi. So he called Garga Maharishi, and the Maharishi went to the prison and met Vasudeva. Vasudeva expressed his unbearable sorrow. Then Maharshi said, you must worship Devi now. You worship Devi, everything will be all right. Then Vasudeva replied, staying in the prison, I can't do any proper worship, proper yajna, proper japa, etc., proper homa. None of these things will be possible when I am in prison. So on my behalf, you please do all this. And Garga Maharshi agreed. Then he went to Vindhyachala. From Mathura, he went to Vindhyachala and he prayed to Vindhyachala Devi. And he prayed for a long time. He performed havan, he performed a lot of japa, a lot of rituals he performed to please Devi. And then Devi came as Ashariri sound, incorporeal sound. And then he told Garga Maharshi go and tell Vasudeva that I am asking Vishnu to take the form of Krishna, and Krishna will be born to Vasudeva and Devaki, and Vasudeva will take Krishna. All this has been told by Devi to Garga Maharshi very much in advance. Vasudeva will take the baby Krishna to Gokulam, leave the baby by the side of Yashoda, and Yashoda's daughter, the baby, female baby, who will be my Amsha, he will bring, and then Kamsa will try to kill that baby, and then the baby would escape. This is what you go and tell Garga Vasudeva. So afterwards, Vasudeva became extremely happy, and afterwards we know how Krishna's birth took place. So all this is attributed to Vindhyachala Nivasini. Vidhatri. Vidhatri has got a direct meaning of one who supports the earth, one who supports. Vidhatri means one who supports. Obviously, she is supporting the earth and the living and non-living beings on earth. So that is a direct meaning. It can also mean the Shakti of Vidhata. Vidhata is Brahma. He is called Vidhata because he determines the destiny of all the beings. That is why he is called Vidhata. He writes on the forehead of the beings what their destiny would be. Since he is determining the destiny of human beings and other living beings, he is known as Vidhata, and his Shakti is Vidhatri. Devi is also known as Dhatri, Jagadguru, etc., etc., which gives similar meanings as protector, supporter. Veda Janani, that means the mother of Veda, one who produced Veda. Veda Janani. Because we saw just now, all the Vedas owe their genesis to Devi. Devi's life breath, Yasya Nishwasitam Veda, we saw that. And this is mentioned in Upanishads in many places. Asya Mahato Bhutasya Nishwasitam Etat Rigvedo Yajurvedaha. Then at another place it says, which is Samani Jagnire Chandagam Jagnire Tasmaat. So this has been mentioned in many places that it is Paramatma who has taken the form of Devi and given birth to Vedas. In fact, the Gayatri mantra which we chant is also known as Savitri. Savitri means Janani. Savitri means mother. Since Savitri is the mother of all Vedas came from Savitri. This mantra, which is the essence of all the Vedas, is known by her name, Savitri's name. Vishnu Maya. Vishnu Maya is, one meaning is, she is Maya even for Vishnu. Even for Vishnu, she is the delusive power. She created Vishnu for protecting the creation, protecting the earth. And many times we find Vishnu uses delusive power for deluding asuras. Even in Madhukaitava story, in as detailed in Devi Bhagavatam, not in Devi Mahatmyam. If you go through Devi Bhagavatam, it says very clearly how Devi made him assume powers of delusion and delude the asuras. Devi says to Vishnu, I will delude the asuras myself. You also use your powers and delude the asuras, and that is how you can kill Madhu and Kaitaba. So she is the one who is the power of Maya behind Vishnu, and she deludes even Vishnu. Of course, Vishnu Maya can also be interpreted as Vishnu's own Maya, Maya which Vishnu wields over us. Daivi Shesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. Bhagavan says in Gita, Mama Maya Duratyaya. My Maya which cannot be crossed by anyone, which cannot be handled by anyone, which cannot be overcome by anyone. So Mama Maya Duratyaya. Daivi Shesha Gunamayi. This is my Maya. So that Shakti which Vishnu possesses is actually Devi, Devi's own Shakti. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Vishnumayeti Shabdita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. Same thing. Now, Vilasini. Vilasini means, Vilasa means engage in sports. That is Vilasa. Vilasa is sports. Vilasini, one who engages herself in sport. Sports, actually, everything is her Leela. Even the creation, sustenance, destruction, all the five pratyas, concealment, anugraha, everything is Vilasa for her Leela, sports for her. That is why she is known as Vilasini. Of course, Vilasini is also the name of one of the Shakti Pithas. As you know, Shakti Pithas have got specific names, each of like Kamakshi, for example, Vishalakshi, for example. Now, these Shakti Pitha names are there for every Shakti Pitha. There is a name, and Vilasini is one of the Shakti Pithas. Kshetra Swarupa. Kshetra Swarupa, the ordinary meaning is Devi is in the form of all Kshetras, all places where she is worshipped specially. She is all pervading. There is no place where Devi is not present. But still, we invoke her presence in specific temples, specific kshetras. So, Kshetra Swarupa, because she is of the form of those kshetras. But more important meaning is following Kshetra, Kshetrajna Palini goes with this meaning. All jivas are known as kshetras. The body is known as kshetra, and the jivatma is known as kshetrajna, one who knows the kshetra. The kshetra by itself is unconscious. The body is unconscious. So when you go to the next one, kshetra, kshetrajna palini. So there it means one who protects both kshetra and kshetrajna. She is of the form of kshetra as well as kshetrajna. What is kshetra? Kshetra is the body. What is kshetrajna? Kshetrajna is the jivatma who gives consciousness to the body, who makes the body work. Otherwise, body is inert. Body is made into an active entity. Body is given chaitanya by kshetrajna. That is jivatma. Of course, in Advaita concludes that there is nothing like jivatma. Jivatma is Paramatma, but he is mistaking himself as jivatma by associating with the body, with the consciousness of ahankara, possessing the body. This is what Advaita says. Now, that is to say that jivatma is same as Paramatma. But till you reach that stage, till you reach the pinnacle of jnana, you are a separate entity from Paramatma, you are known as Jivatma. So that Jivatma is known as Kshetrajna. And Kshetrajna Palini is Paramatma, the one who protects Kshetra as well as Kshetrajna. Both are creations of Devi, both are protected by Devi. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetrametyabhidhiyate kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Very famous sloka in Bhagavad Gita, where there is a separate chapter, Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. And there he is defining Kshetra as Idam shariram. This body is called Kshetra. And Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. In all kshetras, that means in all human beings, in all living beings, there is only one kshetrajna, that is myself. So Paramatma, he is identifying Paramatma as Kshetrajna. But till you reach that state, you are identifying a separate entity called Jivatma, who is making the body conscious, making the body active, making the body alive. So that here we are talking about that Kshetrajna, who is Jivatma, wrongly assumed as Jivatma, who will eventually become Paramatma. Till that stage, he is called, both are Kshetrajnas, no doubt, Jivatma as well as Paramatma. But here, in the context of Kshetrajna Palini, we should understand as the body and the Jivatma, and Paramatma is the protector of both. And Devi being the Paramatma, she protects. Now, Kshetreshi, in between we have another name called Kshetreshi. Now, Kshetresha is Parameshwara and Kshetreshi is the consort of Parameshwara. That is the direct meaning, Kshetreshi. You can also interpret as Kshetrasya Ishwari. That means the one who controls the body. Now, what body you are going to get, it's not under your control, isn't it? Next Janma, next birth, what will be your body? Or even when this body came to you, this was not because of your volition or your will. So she is the one who is the Ishwari of all Kshetras. So that is another meaning. Kshaya Vriddhi Vinirmukta. One who does not have Kshaya as well as Vriddhi. Kshaya means reducing. Vriddhi means increasing. Reducing and increasing are attributes of living beings because they associate themselves with the body. And body has got a tendency to reduce or increase. When you say body, not just the weight of the body, it's the functions of the body. The five jnanendriyas, the manas, the ahankara, the chitta, the buddhi, all the four antakarana, they are not constant, isn't it? When a baby is born, all these are in a very small, tiny stage. Then they grow when you become youth. When you become old, then they lose their power gradually. So this Kshaya and Vriddhi. Vriddhi is when you become from baby to youth. And Kshaya is when you are reaching the old age. So this is associated with any living being, Kshaya and Vriddhi. That is reducing and increasing. Now, this kind of change, this kind of vikara, this Kshaya and Vriddhi are known as vikara. The vikara are only for the created being and not for the Devi, because she is not associated with any body. First, that we must remember. We have seen all this in Nirguna Brahman, having taken a form, Saguna Brahman, with all the gunas, attributes, name, form, etc., only for the purpose of blessing the created beings. So otherwise, she is Nirguna Brahman, who does not have a body, who does not have anything other than Sati, Chiti, and Ananda. So as Sati, Chiti, and Ananda, you are free from Kshaya and Vriddhi. And even as Saguna Brahman, because you have taken the form of Saguna Brahman on your own, only for helping, blessing the Jivas. So at that stage also, you are free from Kshaya and Vriddhi. Kshetrapala Samarchita. Now, Kshetrapalas are village deities, Brahma Devatas, you will find in villages. There are many deities who are worshipped in each of the villages, specific to that village. Now, we are not talking about Shiva temple and Vishnu temple, Devi temple, etc., which you find in many villages across everywhere. We are not talking about that. There are other smaller deities known as Kshetrapalas. Why he is known as Kshetrapala? Because he is the protector of Kshetra. Means what? He is the protector of field. Actually, Kshetra means the field where crops are grown. Now, as you know, villages are sustained only by the crops which are grown. In fact, they are sustaining the cities and towns also by supplying those food grains. So the place where food grains are grown is known as kshetra. Now, in fact, our body is known as kshetra for the same reason, because here is grown all our activities. Just as the crop grows, similarly, here our activities grow from your childhood to old age. That is why body is also known as kshetra. Kshetrapala samarkhita, worshipped by kshetrapala, because all the kshetrapalas derive their power from Devi. This is mentioned in several Devi Granthas. And one more meaning this commentator gives, Kshetra also can mean Yagashala. And Kshetrapala is the one who protects the Yagashala. That means whenever you start Havan, you always worship the Kshetrapala. That is the part of the Havan, part of the Yajna. So that's why he says Kshetrapala Samasthita, because you worship Kshetrapala for protecting your Yajna. And Kshetrapala gets that energy from Devi, who is actually the protector. Vishwadhika Veda Vedya Vindhya Chalanivasini Vidhatri Veda Janani Vishnu Maya Vilasini Kshetra Swarupa Kshetreshi Kshetra Kshetrajnapalini Haya Vriddhi Nirmukta Kshetrapala Samarchita.
विजया विमला वन्द्या वन्दारुजनवत्सला वाग्वादिनी वामकेसी वह्निमण्डलवासिनी भक्तिमत्कल्पलतिका पशुपाशविमोचनी संहृता शेषपाषण्डा सदाचारप्रवर्तिका.
Vijaya. Vijaya means always victorious. Now, it need not be explained. Victory goes with Devi, naturally. There are also other meanings given by the commentator. He says in Shilpa Shastra, there are types of residences which are typified there. Some 10 types of houses are described in Shilpa Shastra. And one of those is Vijaya, a Griha Vishesha, he says. Also, he says, Vijayam Chaiva Kashmire. In Kashmir, there is a place where Shiva is known as Vijaya, and Shiva's consort, Devi, is known as Vijaya, there in that particular place. There are other meanings like particular muhurta. There are several muhurtas in a day. One particular muhurta, which is very auspicious, is also known as Vijaya Vishwesh. Vimala. Vimala means one who is free from impurity. Mala. Mala means Mala is impurity. One who is free from impurity. That doesn't also require any explanation. And we just now saw Vijaya is one of the types of houses mentioned in Shilpa Shastra. Vimala is also another one. In fact, he is quoting the Shilpa Shastra here. Dhruvam Dhanyam Jayam Kantam Vipulam Vijayam Tatha Sumukham Vimalam Nandam Nidhanam Manoramam. These are the house types. Vandya. Vandya means one who is to be worshipped. See, this worshipping Devi is not for her sake, it is for our sake. Why do Jivas worship Devi? Because Jivas have to remember Devi, Jivas have to develop humility, Jivas should not think that they are independent entities, they are all entities dependent only on Devi. That kind of surrender, feeling of surrender, you will get only by worshipping Devi. That is why she is the one to be worshipped. Vandaru Janavatsala. This goes with the previous India. Vandaru is one who is worshipping. Vandaru Jana, those people who worship. To those people who worship, she shows the kindness of a mother. Vatsalya is the kindness of a father and mother. The kindness, the love which father and mother show towards their children is known as Vatsalya. The love which a devotee shows to Bhagavan or Bhagavati is known as Bhakti. So this is the basic difference. So she shows Vatsalya. She is very kind. She shows compassion, love towards those who worship her. Vagvadini. It does not mean that she does not show any kindness or compassion towards those who do not worship. It doesn't mean that. This is a special compassion because you are going to develop in due course bhakti and humility. Without bhakti, humility, sense of surrender, you cannot advance on the spiritual path. So she is very happy that you are coming on the path. So she is going to show special kindness. Others will get naturally, everything is based on Devi's kindness only. The whole creation is sustained by Devi's kindness only. That is general. Vagvadini, one who speaks. Vadini, Vak is the speech, one who utters speech, utters the words. Now, this means what? This means all the speech that we have, various languages we have, various literature we have developed, tremendous amount of literature in the Sahitya in every language. Now, all this comes from where? Because of the faculty of speech, faculty of language, which we have. Now, who is responsible for that? Who gave us that capacity? Vagvadini gave us that capacity. So she is Vagvadini. Shabdanam janane tvameva bhuvane Vagvadini ityuchyase. Raghustuti says that. Shabdanam janani tvameva. You are the mother of all shabdas, all words. Bhuvane Vagvadini iti uchyase. That is why you are known as Vagvadini. Vamakeshi. Vamakeshi, one who is having beautiful hair. Also, Parameshwara is known as Vamakeshwara, Vameshwara, etc. And consort of Vamakeshwara or Vameshwara can be Vamakeshi. Then we have, in fact, there is a tantra called Vamakeshwara Tantra. There are many tantras which are talking about the glory of Devi. And all the tantras are referring to glory of Devi, and all the tantras are teachings of Shiva to Parvati. Now, one of the famous tantras is Vamakeshwara Tantra, and Devi, who is established in Vamakeshwara Tantra, is Vamakeshi. That can also be mentioned like that. Vanni Mandala Vasini. Vanni means Agni, fire. It's called Vanni because it carries the load. What load Agni carries? All the ahutis which we give in Agni, Agni carries to Devatas or Pitrus. With the help of Swaha Devi, Agni carries the ahutis to Devatas. With the help of Swadha Devi, these are two consorts of Agni, Swaha and Swadha. So with the help of Swadha Devi, Agni carries the offerings to Pitrus. So he is the best carrier of all the ahutis. So he is known as Vanni. Now Vanni Mandala Vasini, one who resides in Agni Mandala. Where is this Agni Mandala? We saw it when we were talking about the Kundalini Yoga. We talked about Agni Mandala, Surya Mandala, and Soma Mandala. Three mandalas, two chakras out of the six chakras form one mandala. So all the six chakras form three mandalas. We saw that. The first mandala, starting from Mooladhara, is Agni Mandala, and that is where Devi is always present with all her power, Kundalini power. So she is Vanni Mandala Vasini. Bhaktimat Kalpalatika. Bhaktimat is Bhaktiman. That means one who is having devotion towards Devi. For devotees, she is Kalpalatika. She is Kalpaka creeper. Kalpaka creeper, which is there in Swargaloka, which gives you whatever you think, you go and stand in front of Kalpalatika. You don't have to express in speech. You just think of it and it will materialize. That is Kalpavruksha, Kalpalatika. So that is how Devi is so compassionate. She is a very generous giver to those who worship her, those who are devoted to her. Now, another interesting meaning has been given by commentator. He says, Kalpa can also mean nearly, not perfect, nearly. That is Kalpa. He says, Bhaktimat Kalpa means those who have devotion but not really good enough. Very interesting definition he gives. Bhaktimat Kalpa means those who have devotion not really full, not really complete, some kind of devotion, little bit here and there. So for them, she is Latika. Latika means like Kasturi. She makes that bhakti, a little bit of bhakti, flower, makes that bhakti increase, blossom. So that is Bhaktimat Kalpa Latika. In other words, she develops the bhakti, even if it is in small measure. There is another interesting meaning which the commentator gives. Pashupasha Vimochini, one who relieves the pasha. Vimochini means one who relieves, one who breaks the bond. That is Vimochani. There is a moksha is called moksha because there is a relief of the bond. In fact, Vimochani means giver of that same moksha because she relieves the bond. Pasha. Pasha is the bond. Pasha is the rope with which you tie a cow or bull. That is called pasha. Pashu can be any animal. So, in our case, we are called pashus because we are tied with the bonds of attachment to the world. Our pasha is the rope. It's also a rope, attachment, rope of attachment, attaching the jiva to the samsara, to the world. We are not able to get out of that. Just as the animal which is tied to the post with a rope is not able to get out. It is always in the tied condition. So we are also in the same tied condition. And who is going to relieve us of this bondage? Devi. She is Pashu Pasha Vimochini. That is why Shiva is known as Pashupati. We saw that. Because he is the one who is the Lord of all Pashus. He is also giving the jnana and through jnana he gives moksha. But all that Shakti comes from Devi. So she is Pashupasha Vimochani. Samhrita Ashesha Pashanda. Samhrita Ashesha Pashanda. Ashesha means complete, leaving no balance. That Shesha means balance. Samhrita means doing samhara, exterminating, removing. Removing completely Pashanda. Pashanda means one who does not have faith in Vedas and Shastras. He is known as a Pashanda. This is the definition of Pashanda. Pashanda or Pakhanda, both are same. In some versions, you will find Samhrita Ashesha Pakhanda. It means exactly the same, Pashanda or Pakhanda. Now, it's not just Vedas and Shastras. We have seen earlier, Chaturdisha Vidya Sthanani, 14 sthanas of Vidya. Vedas, Vedangas, Shastras, etc. Now, all of them establish dharma, the path to be followed by the jiva. Now, if you don't have faith in any of these Vedas and Shastras, you are known as a Akhanda or Pashanda. And Devi does not like, because you are a disturbance to the rhythm of creation. Creation follows a rhythm, a dharma. Because what is dharma? Dharma is not just the rules for divas. Dharma is got another meaning. Dharma means something which it's called rhythm. Rhythm satyam param brahma purusham krishna pingalam. It is Rhythm satyam. That rhythm which means actually truth, which actually means the rhythm with which the creation works. Surya follows a certain path. Chandra follows a certain path. The planets follow certain paths. Similarly, all the creation follows certain path, which we may not understand, but Devi understands and Devi has created those paths. So everything follows a certain rhythm. Now, all this comes from Vedas and Shastras because they are also emanations of Devi only, Vedas and Shastras. And if you don't believe in Vedas and Shastras, you are a disturbance to the rhythm of creation. So, Devi does not like, Devi exterminates all such Pakhandas or Pashandas. Sadachara Pravartika, it follows from the previous. That means Pravartika means one who advances. One who advances Sadachara, good conduct. One who advances good conduct. One who encourages those who are having good conduct. Sadachara Pravartika. What is good conduct? Good conduct is what is followed by virtuous people. Sati Achara. Or what is defined as good conduct in Vedas and Shastras, both ways, both are same. So that kind of, in fact, there are quotations from Puranas which the commentator gives, which say where all this Sadachara is mentioned, all those 14 Vidyasthanas which we saw just now, or the references for this. विजया विमला वन्द्या वन्दारुजनवत्सला वाग्वादिनी वामकेशी वह्निमण्डलवासिनी भक्तिमत्कल्पलतिका पशुपाशविमोचनी संहृता शेषपाषण्डा सदाचारप्रवर्तिका
तापत्रयाग्निसन्तप्ता समाह्लादनचन्द्रिका तरुणी तापसाराध्या तनुमध्या तमोपः चितिस्तत्पदलक्ष्यार्था चिदेकरसरूपिणी स्वात्मानन्दलवीभूता ब्रह्माद्यानन्दसन्ततिः
तापत्रयाग्नि संतप्त समाह्लादन chandrika, very beautiful name. It's one name. The whole line is one name. She is Chandrika, she is the moon. What kind of moon? Ahladana Chandrika, Samahladana Chandrika. Ahladana means something which brings you tremendous amount of delight. Hlada means delight. Something which gives you tremendous amount of delight. In fact, Chandra is the one who is supposed to give the maximum delight even to children. Shastra lists certain objects of delight, and Chandra is the first among them. Chandra, Samudra, the ocean, elephant. These are all objects of delight. You never get tired of looking at them. You never get tired of looking at moon. You never get tired of looking at ocean. You never get tired of looking at an elephant. So Chandra tops that list. So Samakladana Chandrika. Moon which gives you tremendous amount of delight which never gets exhausted. That delight goes on and on and on. Now, what kind of moon? Tapatrayagni santapta. For those who are roasted, santapta means heated up, roasted in the fire of tapatraya, the three tapas. For those who are roasted in the fire of three tapas, Devi is like a moon, gives extraordinary amount of delight. That means what? Relief from that tapa. Tapa is heat. Tapa is heat. And Chandra is the giver of that coolness. Now, what is this heat? The three types of heat. The three types of tapa. Tapa also means misery. Actually, it means misery. It heats, it roasts the jiva, so it is called tapa. Now, what are the three sources of misery? Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, and Adi Daivika. We have seen it, I think, before. Adhyatmika comes from our own internal antahkarana, manas, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. There are four components of our antahkarana. They cause misery to us. Any miserable thought which occurs in the mind causes the maximum misery to us. That goes without saying. So, lot of misery comes from Adhyatmika. Then Adi Bhautika. Adi Bhautika comes from Panchabhutas externally to us. That is like earthquake, like flood, on which we have no control, but we suffer misery. Then Adi Daiv, now of course we are going through tremendous heat wave in many parts of the world. That is also Adi Bhautika. Adi Daivika. Adi Daivika is something which happens to us because of act of God. See, in contracts you might have seen, act of God is generally given as something which is given as an exception for not following the contract conditions. If there is an act of God, you are exempted from the contract condition. The standard clause in contracts. So, act of God, that means what? Something which you cannot, similar to Adi Bhautika. Adi Bhautika generally is interpreted as coming from bhutas, that is from animals, etc. Animals, etc. Other living beings, etc. If they cause misery, all those are products of our karma, whether it is Adi Bhautika, whether it is Devika, or whether it is Adhyatmika. When it comes from other being, living being, it's called Adi Bhautika. When it is coming from the act of God, like earthquake, like flood, like eclipse, etc., then it is Adi Daivika. Anyway, these are Tapatrayas, and Devi gives you relief, and gives not only relief, she gives you extraordinary good delight. Taruni Tapasaradhya Tanumadhya Tamopaha. Taruni means one who is youthful. Devi is always known as 16 years of age. All devas are known as 16 years of age. So she is always young, Taruni. Because she is young, now what does it mean? It means she is energetic. Because she is young, she is energetic, she will never say no to our prayers. Because sometimes when we are not in good mood, when we become old, we cannot act the way we would like to act. That doesn't happen with Devi. Taruni, Tapasaradhya, worshipped by tapasvi. Tapasa means tapasvi, one who is engaged in tapas, austerity. By them, she is worshipped. Why they are worshipping her? Because they are intent on moksha. They are not intent on any prayer related to samsara. They want to get out of samsara. So they worship her with all their heart. Tapasara. Yeah, that is why it is mentioned separately. Tapasara, yeah, worshipped by tapasvis is mentioned separately, apart from other devotees, because of their constant search for moksha, constant yearning for moksha. Tanumadhya. Tanumadhya means one who is having a very tiny waist. Tanu is tiny, Madhya, waist. It's one of the beauties of the Devi's form. Tamopaha. Tama apaha, one who removes tamas. Tamas means actually darkness. What can remove darkness? Only light can remove darkness. And light is always associated with jnana, and darkness is always associated with ajnana. So we are all in ajnana till we reach that stage where we are eligible for moksha, we have got jnana. Till then, Devi is the guiding force for us. She keeps on removing our ajnana stage by stage. Whenever we approach her with devotion, she goes on removing our tamas. Also, out of the three gunas, Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, and Tamo Guna. Tamo Guna is something which is needed, no doubt. We sleep every day, that is part of our tamas, but it should be within limits. Now, anything which goes beyond limits is bad for us. So, it will lead to violence, it will lead to sloth, sleepiness, not doing our duty, etc. Now, all that will be removed by Devi if we worship her. Sitis Tatpada Rakshartha Chideka Rasarupini. Sitihi is one of the names in this line. The first name is Sitihi. Sitihi means consciousness, Chit. She is of the form of Jnana. She is of the form of consciousness. This we have been seeing right from beginning. Now, not only she is of the form of consciousness, she also blesses the jivas with consciousness. Otherwise, like just now we saw Kshetra and Kshetrajna. All of us will be only Kshetras, will be bodies with no consciousness, with nothing, no ability to do anything. Now all that comes from her blessing of Sthiti to us. May be limited, may be very small. Tatpada Lakshartha, this is Vedanta in its highest form. Tat Tvam Asi is one of the Mahavakyas, one of the four Mahavakyas. And Tat always refers to Paramatma. Tvam always refers to Jivatma. Asi means the equation. Jivatma is same as Paramatma. You or that. Tat Tvam Asi is what Mahavakya says, Upanishad. Chanda of the Upanishad. Tattvamas Ishveta Keto. The father tells his son Shvetaketu 9 times. He uses several examples and he says every time he concludes Tat Tvam Asi. Now, Tatpada Lakshartha. Now, Tat means, see, normally what is Tat? Tat means that. What is that? Different from this, isn't it? When you say something is that means it is different from this. Something which is near you is this. Something which is away from you is that. That is meaning as per the grammar of the language. So, when you say Tat, there is something which is near, against which this object is pointed out as Tat, something which is far away. So that is Tat. Devi is far away from ordinary created being. That is the meaning we get. That is the Vachyartha, word meaning. Lakshartha is not that. Lakshartha is the implied meaning. The word meaning is something which is distant from us. The implied meaning is, no, it is not distant. It is actually ourselves. It is actually ourselves, not different. So, Tat Pada. Pada means the word. The word Tat has Vachyartha, the word meaning, which is something which is different from us, a little distant from us. But Lakshartha is, after having gone through the sadhana, Vedantic sadhana, it requires sadhana, no doubt. You cannot understand this Tat being yourself immediately. That is why it is known as Lakshartha. That should be your aim. Your aim, the meaning which should be your aim is Tat should become yourself. That is Tatpada Lakshartha. This is the highest level of Vedanta. The explanation for the Mahavakya, Tat Tvam Asi. Chideka Rasa Rupini. Chit Eka Rasa Rupini. She is of the form of the unique essence, Eka Rasa, of Chit. That means what? Because consciousness is spread all over the creation. All of us are conscious entities, but we cannot claim that we are consciousness ourselves. In fact, we don't have that feeling. We have a feeling that we are the body. That is the problem with us. Once you have developed that feeling that you are consciousness and you are not the body, then you will also be called Chideka Rasa Rupa. Chideka Rasa Rupini means that the unique essence of consciousness has taken that form, Rupini, that form. Devi has taken that form because consciousness has no form. Satchidananda has no form. It has no Rupa, it has no Nama, free from Nama Rupa. But it has taken a Rupa out of compassion towards Devas, and some consciousness level has been given to the Devas. But if you get out of that state, and if you understand that you are not confined to the body, you are the universal Chit Ekarasa, then you are also Chit Ekarasa Rupa. Swatmananda Lavibhuta Brahmadhyananda Santatihi. This is one name. This is one name. The entire line is one name. Swatmananda Lavibhuta. Swatmananda, the Ananda which is inherent in Devi Atma. Atma Ananda. Because Devi has taken a form out of her own volition, but before she took the form, she is Satchidananda, Tat Chit Ananda. So Ananda is in full measure in her nature. That is when she is Nirguna, Nirakara, Parabrahma, Swarupa. That is Swatmananda. That is Swatmananda. But all the creation, right from Brahma to the last insect of Brahmaketa Janani, we saw. So from Brahma to the last insect, they have consciousness. We all have our own levels of consciousness and our own Ananda. Because unless you have Ananda, you will not look for Ananda. We all look for Ananda, isn't it? We all look for Ananda. We want to become happy. That is our basic trait. All the jivas want to become happy. Why they want to become happy? Because happiness is in their nature. Why happiness is in their nature? Because Devi has given a share, a small, tiny share of her Ananda to this jiva. So, jiva has got the trait, inbuilt trait of that little bit of Ananda, and it is looking for greater and greater Ananda outside world. Outside world will not give Ananda. The jiva has to look inwards to get Ananda. That is different. That is the Vedanta. Now, what here he says is, Lavi means a small, tiny part, lava. Lava is a small, tiny part. What is Lavi Bhuta? It has become a tiny part. Her great, full Ananda has taken a tiny form in the form of Brahmadi Ananda Santati. Santati means a group, a row, a hierarchy. Santati is a hierarchy because Santati in normal sense means what? Progeny, isn't it? The lineage, the kula grows hierarchy from father to son, from son to the grandson, and so on. So similarly, here another Santati is being discussed. What is that? Brahmadi Ananda Santati. Starting from Brahma, going up to the lowest insect, Ananda is there, but in different levels. Brahma has got the highest Ananda, the Kita has got the lowest Ananda. We are somewhere in between as Manushyas. So Brahmadi Ananda Santati. This group of Ananda, this hierarchy of Ananda, which is experienced by Brahma up to the lowest creation, is actually a tiny part of the flood of Ananda, which is Devi's own nature. That is what. So we are encouraged to look for that Ananda. This is what the Ananda Valli in type 3 of Upanishad goes into great detail. One whole chapter goes into great detail. It goes into Mimamsa, it goes into measure of Ananda. It starts like this. If you take the Raja in the humans, the best, the most, the luckiest, his Ananda, if you take as one measure, it starts like that. Then it goes to Devas different kinds. Then every time it multiplies by 100 times, 100 times. Then Brihaspati's Ananda is 100 times the Devas. Then Brahma's Ananda is 100 times Brihaspati, and so on. Even Brahma's Ananda, though it is measured like this, is a very tiny part of Devi's Swatmananda. तापत्रयाग्नि संतप्त समाह्लादन चंद्रिका तरुणी तापसाराध्या tanumadhyatamopah Chitusthatpadalakshyaartha Chidekarasarupini Swatmanandalavibhote Brahmadhyananda Santati. If we start the next one, I think we don't have time. There's already time, so we will leave the next one for the next session. We close for today. Because moreover, the next one, Para Pratyakshiti Rupa, Pashyanti, Paradevata, Madhyama, Vaikari Rupa. Up to that, it is one concept. And it is the concept of sound, the genesis of sound. So I think we should take it up as one lot in the next session. So, any questions today?
Those who have any questions, please unmute yourself, turn on your video and ask questions. Any questions, anybody?
Yeah, I have a question.
Meenakshi ji, I cannot see you.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question from last class. Mama, you had mentioned about the Bijaksharam Hri. In that you said H stands for the Sthula Sharira, R stands for the Sukshma Sharira.
And please repeat. Please repeat. I'm not able to follow what you're saying. Please repeat.
Hrim Bijaksharam.
Cream, okay.
Yes. So you had mentioned the H in the Bijaksharam is the Sthula Sharira and the R is the Sukshma Sharira. Then you also mentioned two other Shariras for the E and M, the causal body and the Ardha Matra. So can you please explain the meaning of these two if you don't mind? Because I was not able to follow those two.
No. See, we have three Shariras in our body, Stula, Sukshma and Causal. Stula and Sukshma die when the body is dead. And Sukshma, the Karana Sharira travels from birth to birth. It is going on from birth to birth through several births. Now all this is associated with the created being. So you have to get out of this creation, and that's what we saw just now. From Brahma downwards to the last Kita, all of us have the same three Shariras, and we have to go. We have to get out of this and join the fourth one. And that fourth one is Ardhamatra. That is Devi. Ardhamatra means Devi. Ardhamatra means Devi. Ardhamatra has no letter. That is why it's called Ardhamatra. Cream. Not write it as Ma. If you write it as Ma, it becomes full Matra. Because it is not full Matra, it is called Ardhamatra. It's only defining the sound. Actually, the reference is to Devi, the fourth state, the Turiya state.
Okay, and in this, the Sukshma body is our physical body?
Stula is the physical body, Sukshma is the mind, etc. They also die along with us. We don't know what our mind was in our last birth, isn't it? We don't know. Right. We know only the tendencies. That is the Karana Sharira. There's a difference between Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira.
And the causal body?
Includes, yes, causal body. Sukshma Sharira includes prana, mind, etc. It all die.
Okay.
Stula is what you see outside. The flesh and the blood, etc. Okay? Right.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? Last questions?
No. So
Okay,
we close for the day. We meet again next Saturday, 7 p.m. IST as usual. Namah Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda Shri Rajarajeshwariyai Jaya Jaya.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you so much.
Thank you.